create what you may call you see that, for example, there are some jobs, because of the technicality of those jobs, I will say, look, I prefer Julius Berger to do this job. Why? Experience, expertise. Look, I prefer Setako to do this job. Look, I prefer, because luckily my position as former governor, I should be able to know. Look, when I was governor, virtually Julius Berger took entire River State. All the 12 flyovers were done by Julius Berger. You remember when I was governor, they were counting flyover 1, flyover 2, flyover 3. It became a state, even TVC. You know, 12 flyovers in my second tenure, not my first tenure. Second tenure, 12 flyovers in 4 years. Completed by Julius Berger. That was done by RCC, etc. So, but in the city, which is like where any visitor would like to come first, you can see what we do in terms of urban renewal. Nobody can say not what's happening in rivers. In fact, I didn't know who in this country that was not invited to come and commission a project.
There are some journalists. We didn't commission it.
No, I don't want you to go and commission. They say, before I know, they say, I won an award. So I don't want people, leaders in this country, leaders, give them any political party. When I was there, I invited APC, I invited people, governors. I don't know whether that happens now. But you can tell that there is no week, there is no month in River State where this former that will not come to commission project. Not 3D. Not what I intend to do. I've done it.
Okay, still talking about local contractors.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Still talking about local contractors. We have a group of local contractors in FCT. They have done jobs, contracts for Federal Capital Territory Administration. And they've not been paid.
No, who told you that? Let me tell you something. You know, that's why experience, you can't buy it. You know what they do? With all due respect, that was some of the directors, all this kind of thing. How can I sit there as a minister? You get a wage job of 5 million naira. Then it came to about 27 billion. Who owned those contracts? Look, people think that when they continue to do the way it used to be, unfortunately somebody who knows the trick has come and has said, no, you can't do that again. You can't, I won't allow you to even spend that 5 million naira. When you have abused it. As you know. So when they say they did contract, what did they do? Can anybody come out to say, under this administration, the minister you gave us this contract, and up to now, as a matter of fact, I've not paid you. Look at education, the way we do the advantage, so that you know. Like last month, I paid every company that has to do with this adversary. All those projects that we have earmarked for commissioning, we have to make sure that we pay them. 100%. But for them to see that the job has finished, you know what that means. Then we look at education. There are those who have not paid 30%. What we paid them before was 15%. I said, okay, pay them that 15% to make it 30%. Every month, based on what is available, I will say, for this, pay this level. For this, pay that. You know, before, what you see, it's very unfortunate in our system. When somebody starts withdrawing 2 million, 1 million, 500,000, before you do, you have paid that 10 billion. What if these 2 million, 1 million, what will they do? What will they affect? No impact. No impact. Okay. When I came on, somebody said, how this oversee to go to do about land administration. I said, what are you going to do? There's no money to go to oversee to study what?
Land administration.
Land what? Administration. I don't understand that concept. I don't understand that. I said, no, I will never use anywhere.
Honorable Minister.
No, the point I'm trying to make is that, you see, we use some resources, frivolities. Sometimes maybe why can I approve fund for you, public fund, that you want to go on the conference in America, and land administration? What is that? For Christ's sake, what is that? If you want about go to Lagos, go to Port Harcourt, study how it works or does not work, and make a comparison here. How do you encourage me to sign 20 million naira to say I'm going to America for a conference of 1 week land administration? I wouldn't do that. Before I came, the budget, do you know what to do? You have about 65% of the budget for the current expenditure. How would such society develop? I came on board and said no. 70% of capital expenditure, 30% for the current expenditure. Cut down traveling, this and that. Look, you know, when you see that somebody say conference for corruption, that's what is that? You are going for conference to do what? Do you need to study corruption?
Minister, perhaps they are studying to be able to combat it.
Excuse me. You see, these are those people just government funds are being diverted, and I say that's not good. Put this money in this road here. Put this money in this school here. The people will get the impact, and that's why I cannot be popular among the civil servants. No, I can't be popular. If you ask anybody today, one minister that they wouldn't like is me. Why? Those conferences do not matter anything. I put the money together and go and do the one road.
Minister, while you have quite commendably done well in water projects like the Karu water board project that was commissioned as part of these 31 days of commissioning, you have said here that water is life, water is key to the well-being of the residents of the FCT. But the people of Buhari have not felt your touch in terms of water projects. Due to the Usuma Dam.
You said no, it's not correct.
The Usuma Dam has not been fixed yet, and the people of Buhari still do not have water.
Why don't we wait? You were here when I said on the 14th of this month that the first lady will present Mr. President in commissioning the Buhari water project. I said so here. So why not get to let's go to that point? And you know.
Now regarding electricity, Minister, the 2023 Electricity Act, as signed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has permitted for states, sectors, private institutions across the country and across board to generate power. States like Lagos have already started implementing and adopting this act. Is the FCT doing anything regarding this, considering the epileptic nature of power supply within the FCT, and do you plan to do this anytime soon? What are you telling residents?
Is that the problem we have with government? Sokoto have done this. Therefore, Lagos will do it. You must say what is your priority now? What are my challenges now? What can I do within the limited resources you have? You cannot just everything you want to carry at the same time. It's not possible.
But Minister, not necessarily now. Do you have plans for the future?
Of course. I mean, it's given. It's given. There's no way you will talk about improving electricity in your area. But the point is, what I would not agree, simply because the government has amended the act and time that states can now. It means the next day, you're talking about. Remember, in this country,
yes,
One of the areas that so much took our money, corruption, the power sector, is a very technical area that you must be sure and ready to embark upon. If you look at the money that they wasted in terms of power, so many people will go to jail.
All right, a quick one from UK Lab because we need to go on the
Before
break.
we wrap up on infrastructure, you just so you can hear some of the things that people are saying to you, and some people from Piakasa, someone's asking for the road that's linking Piakasa to be opened up to avoid the hold up that you're going through in their neighborhood. Another person is sending a message about local Goma and saying that local Goma is one of the biggest districts in the nation's capital, but doesn't have the kind of infrastructure for the crowd of people that are in local Goma right now. And then the final person who is actually talking about these people that are calling themselves tax force. When you ask them, they say they're from the area council. They stop your car and then they start to check them. Sometimes they harass people on the roads. I want to find out if the FCT administration sanctions that behavior.
Well, let me start from those who are talking about infrastructure. And I don't know who tells them that local government is one of the biggest, simply because you're a resident there or you do your business there. So you have that. Look, I have said severally, it is not just to go and award contracts. Do you have the resources to carry out this now? If you want a situation where, for purposes of lasting to the gallery, playing to the gallery, we have awarded social contracts. And then after about 10 days, you don't see the contractor. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But everybody should be calm, be patient. If you can go this far, then it means that you have hope that this thing will touch all the districts. Now you talk about the tax force. Part of the problems in the city again is that have to do with tax force. The term of government, the area councils or what you call local government, have their own schedules where the constitution has allowed them to collect certain taxes and levies. But sometimes there's always a problem between the taxes they collect and the one that the state can collect. And two, who are these people collecting the taxes? Are they known people or some people they impersonate and then commit one crime or the other? When I was governor, I tried to borrow what Lagos state government did. I think that was when the president was governor, that was carried away, the tenement rate, where the state had to cooperate with local government. And when the money is paid, this is the amount that goes to this particular local government based on what is generated within that way. In that way, we don't have duplication or friction between who collects this and who don't, and to sanitize the entire system. It's also a problem here. People have complained about that. As an area where looking to God, look, it's a constitutional issue. So you must be careful not to violate the rights or privileges of area council. But why we have such rights, it's for the convenience of the people too, who are carrying out their daily activities. They don't need to suffer. So we are trying to work out something that will eliminate some of these problems in terms of tax collection.
All right, Honorable Minister, we need to go on a quick break. When we come back, there are questions about park and gardens management in Abuja. What is the legal status and all of that? We'll start with that, and of course, we'll move straight to politics. But we'll go on a quick break now. All right, we'll be right back after this short time out.
They just go there, the director of parks, they do one business or the other, and they write an agreement, and then they say, oh, we have given you this park. So, but I go to Parks and Garden. You go to a place where they call Parks and Garden that convert to residential houses. And how will you do that? You go to a place where they say passive recreation. That is happening. They do one caravan and rent it to people and make money. So everything conditions given are all violated. And if you have cases, over 2,000 cases, 1,500 will come from Parks and Garden. People are claiming ownership. You say, look, here's the game area. All you want is, because one thing that you can find out, make it beautiful, the flowers and the rest of the thing. You don't need to convert it to hotels, to Mama Put. Is that the Parks and Garden? And we didn't even have the record, and we came to the solution. This cannot continue like this. We have taken down all the parks and the garden. If you want to have them, come apply. And then you go into conditions. It's not just, it's very pathetic. Very, very pathetic. And if you see the collision between individuals and those who work in these areas, is something else. So anybody who says he wants to have Parks and Gardens must have to apply appropriately and must have the ministerial approval. Now you are the director of Parks and Gardens. We will go and sit down with you. So you have to stay there for 8 years. And then you will not know. You find out later that look, they have documents saying that they have entered an agreement between Parks and Gardens, which now, covers the entire FCT. So anyone that has come, do you know before people come and say they want to do mass housing? You didn't get land. They start selling the land. If you come and apply strict condition now, they begin to talk all kinds of things. Yeah, okay, there's something that we are going to do in Abuja City Walk. And when it's supposed to be, let's call it technology village or those things. That place has been there for how many years now? Decades. Do you know what they do there? They collect money from this company. This company will be doing business there. They collect money from the jail and bring a container. I said, okay, I have traveled, for Christ's sake. I have seen things. What moves society, cities. And I said, why can't that be replicated here? What is the offense? So people came and said, look, they want to be interested in this place. I said, it's not just interested, it's not, we're going to make conditions. How many years will you have stayed to develop? If you don't develop from now to social time, it goes back to government. Not where you just give out the entire place to somebody and you keep it there for how many years time? Look at where you have at the Jabi, where these public people, where are these people who claim they are human rights activists by collecting money from people. Went to court suing that they used to train there. What is that? They used to do job there. Has become, the government cannot take a decision on that place. That place was given out 50 years ago to run, they call it suburban. And one of these days, I went there. Oh my God. People are chanting, people are selling food here, and look at the link. I said, where in this world will we have such a place and you cannot develop it? These are the kind of places that people would like to go and stay. I said, revoke that CFO. 20 years ago was given out to suburban. Do you know the lesson I got? 2 minutes, 3 minutes calls from everywhere. Oh, they are looking for finance, now they have gotten the finance. Oh, You got the finance today, simply because you have had that child been revoked. I said, okay, come, let me see the finance. Where is the money in the account? Where is it? Put an agreement for us here. Go and do development. I'm going to supervise the development control to make sure that all your papers, you have got it on time and continuing for development. Someone came from Lagos and said, do what they want to do. That's okay. Let's go to the model of understanding. The next people do, oh, he's grabbing land. He's doing this. He's doing that. Like I said, these are things you expect. You cannot be in such a position, people will call the good names. No. You have to take decisions that people will not be happy. And I've taken such decisions, people are saying, anybody can say anything you want to say. When the president told us to go and see how we can get land to bid for judges and justices, I went round. I saw a place in Karabata. John Berger's sermon. I said, okay. I said, when did they get this land? Over donkey years. So I said, oh, no wonder. You could say, Abuja not developed. How did you develop? You have kept this land here for how many years? I would think for overriding public interest. People don't even know. He has gone there to grab their land, did this, did that, did that. So, when now we not to the land, start bidding for judges and this thing. So the day they commissioned it. So I said, this is the land. People said, I've taken, I've grabbed. It's where the government has goods for you now. Look, you cannot be in a position like this and you think that you will satisfy everybody. You cannot. Do the right thing and make sure that you are focused and do your work. So, tax and gathering, people claim to say, this is my own. How can it be your own? Don't know that, okay, sometimes you see them writing conversion for a change of year. I said, how can you do that? Don't they have their mind here for what it will be? You are not applying for change of year. How can it be? And before you know it, development document. Look, there's a matter we just got to know. The matter was in court. And you see how corrupt people are. This land is near the National Hospital. It was given to Abuja Investment Company for recreation. Look at what the General Hospital, the National Hospital is. So I called the GM of Abuja Investment Company. Well, what's going on? Oh, they are looking for developers. We have seen developers. Come on, go and develop the place. Oh, of course. But you know what happened? Somebody went to court, sued us. The lawyers of Abuja Investment Company said, look, this is government property given to them. They were revoked. The law to FCT admitted everything the claimant went to court against the government. And without dealing to our own knowledge, and say that it was sold as a fair government housing, something. Where is the house there? And colluded with the person who says he's in charge of the director in this federal government. Look, all kinds of things. Now, that's what we want to do. And you say things have to change. Of course, don't expect you're a good man. You're a bad man. But because you say things must change, you cannot continue to be like that.
All right.
So, tax and gathering, no problem about that. Right. Come and apply, let us know. And we give you a number of years. If you don't develop what we want you to develop, it goes.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Honorable Minister.
Yes, sir.
There's a matter that has been troubling Nigerians for almost 2 weeks now.
Okay.
There's been
really troubling Nigerians, and it has to do with a certain individual by the name Adeyemi, who is accused of running a fictitious agency in the name of government. And the President's Chief of Staff, Honorable Gbajabiamila, has been specifically mentioned by this individual as somebody who worked with him on this fictitious agency. The President has set up, has ordered ICPC to probe the whole matter, and he has given them 30 days to do that. Now, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has also demanded that ADC, as an opposition party, and other opposition parties should join in the probe, because in their opinion, this government cannot investigate itself. How would you respond to this unfortunate incident?
Let me first of all, the man by Atiku Abubakar is neither here nor there. It's rubbish. When our government started, when they want to put the person, okay, you from party A, come party B, come party C, when he was visiting, what they did. What was he done? You say you be elected as president. When you come, if ever it will come, when you come, you introduce those things you want to introduce. But let me just tell you something. I was his chief of staff to the government. Without any prejudice, I know the chief of staff very, very well. I know him very, very well. He did not, without prejudice. There are people who target in government to give back him to their boss. This is chief of staff. This is the person who is in charge of finance and secretary to government. If you want to embarrass any government, these are the target first. Chief of staff is saying that someone look, if we get to him, the government will have been embarrassed. Does it make sense? An agency that does not exist, that he will tell him to give him such amount of money.
For 50 million.
I mean, it's madness. Oh, that we have a budget. If it was responsibility of chief of staff to create budget, no. Okay, if the young man knows that is correct, why he run away?
Says he's afraid for his life.
What is the, how can you come out to make such a statement and then you run away to run for your life? How? You need to be interrogated. Look. I have been a victim. As a chief of staff, I have been a victim. Even most public officers, people make sure that they do everything to bring you down. As I'm sitting as the minister of FCT, somebody has done that, claiming that he knows my children, and that there was a day that it was my son, and then my son called back, is any longer available? And I said yes. And that they gave him $2 million. So, look at the game. Now, this guy left me later. The minister wrote to the SSS. Somebody called me from Villa. That there is this thing going on, that this, what is that? What's that? He said, you will get this document for me, somebody trying to do that. Okay, no problem. I sent my CSO, go and get this person. We got him arrested. He said that $2 million was given in the night, that's 9 p.m., 8 p.m. $2 million. My son was looking at this. What is going on here? They see how unknown to him That day in the morning, my son traveled British Airways. Meanwhile, the money was given in the night. So we have to tell police, they go to British Airways, everything. But let me tell you, these guys are experts. Now, one of them came to me and said, look, by their position, instead of it to be embarrassed, why not settle the matter? I said, settle what? Settle what? This is cheap blackmail. I will not allow that. I will do it. People come and try to put us something that, look, it's not good for them to drag their name in the mud, you know, by their position. Just go and see how you can quench it. I said, quench what? Something that happened or did not happen. Look at what is the business of people like Atiku if it's not politically driven? Something a man accused them today, accused Chief of Staff today. Tomorrow morning, the APC had issued a statement. So it is not correct that Chief of Staff ever. I know him that too well. I'm not saying that the man in the budget that there was something around. I don't say that. That I do not know. But what you should do, Chief of Staff cannot create budget heads. It's not possible. But if the man was sincere, you can't make such a heinous allegation and run away. Tell to the country to boil. What is running after? What is running for your life for? You have come and proof if it was indeed correct. Eyeball to eyeball. Go to the security agency. He cannot say this. Look at my communications with him. Look at the phone I've been talking with him. Look at what you have done. Then you run away. Then people are going to say, oh, you are running so that you can, your life. Which life? Is your life more bigger than the lives of other people in the country? They can go and make such an allegation and you run away. And people are saying, oh, you know, Chief of Staff must be sacked by opposition. One of some government there is sack who you want to sack.
But isn't it embarrassing?
Tell me aside to do what?
Isn't it embarrassing that such a thing even happened in the first place? This man heads way for so long.
Do you know there are experts? Experts. Come. Why do you think that 419 people? First of all, you're intelligent for it to be a 419 person. Certain things they do. Look, let me tell you. When I was Minister of State Education, I nearly was falling into that trap. It is possible to operate. You are saying, why does crime have to, why must there be crime? People take risk. If you succeed, if you don't succeed, and this is one of the things, I'm not saying here that, look, if I'm head of government, yes, who did this budget something? How did the government, which is what the government is now doing? Go and investigate this. Even though just come up and say, okay, everybody step aside. Who does that? Who does that? So the point I'm making, without putting that, now look, the government has told the RCPC, because it's a criminal offense. It's not, and it has to do with finance and the rest of it. You go and investigate. So it's not for opposition to come and say, look, add the ADC, add the... They themselves have just solved the problem that they are accusing them of not being able to handle their primaries. Is to come and solve, they should put a committee to probe what happened in government departments.
All right, let's leave that there. Martin's next one.
Sir, political parties are already uploading candidates to the INEC portal, but your party, PDP, there are different groups that are parading different candidates.
They are not parading, you are the one advertising them. I have told you there are different stages of 419. I have told you that several. Now, you see, let me tell you what happened. You know, when this thing started, and I told the press, listen, this thing that Turaki is doing, He has collected money from people, but it backfire. When will it backfire? Now, INEC has given access code to political parties as recognized. Have they given him access code? So which candidate will you say from to? But they have given us access code. We are playing our candidate, but you are not playing your own candidate. There is still hope. They will tell the people, listen, we have instigated a legal action. Don't worry, you must be the candidate. Until the election finishes, that hope will still be there. But no, which secretary do we have? As a party, they don't attend INEC meeting, and yet still call them a function. I don't understand. Tomorrow, they go and say this government is doing this and that. They are not a faction. Those who are authorized to speak, and they recognize leadership of the party.
They are saying that they want to bring former President Jonathan as their candidate. They're still talking about
they
that.
Want
to bring Jonathan.
But they have uploaded candidates now. Seeking for his own personal, I want to run an election. I may not get it in PDP. I will get it in the ADC. I go there. That makes you opposition. If there is opposition fighting government, the opposition will come together and remove their selfish interests. That's how opposition works. Now you talk about, you are not saying ADC is having problem. You haven't got, you can't put yourself in order. The next thing you do is to accuse government of trying to convert other political parties. NDC went to court to get registered. And they said, the court has said, no, well, this is what we did. We have more facts now. We are assuming. We make this asking question.